Welcome to the demo of our Magento B2B Add-on for SAP Business One. This SAP B1 connector is a part of our certified e-commerce add-on that integrates with leading webshop platforms, Magento, Shopify, WooCommerce, and Shopware. For Magento, the add-on supports all essential B2C and B2B business processes. In this demo, we'll guide you through the B2B sector of our add-on, highlighting key tools such as the customer and item sync, stock level sync, special and tier prices, fulfillment status, and monitoring tool. Once installed, you'll find the add-on in the standard SAP Add-on Manager. Our connector is a direct native add-on, eliminating the need for any middleware. We've now started the add-on and can proceed with setting up the integration process. For the integration itself, we have a dedicated menu separate from the main menu. You can find this e-commerce menu under Administration, Setup, E-commerce Webshop Connector. All screens that are required for the e-commerce integration are available in this menu. The first master screen is the e-commerce master. There is no user intervention required here, but just to showcase, we have mapped here all the e-commerce platforms that can be successfully integrated using our e-commerce add-on. If you ever decide to switch from Magento, you can still use the add-on with other available platforms. In the second master screen, we have the e-commerce website master. Here, one-time user intervention is needed to set up the URL of the webshop, add the admin tokens, and also the credentials such as username and passwords for the required website. The user can now also easily select the required e-commerce platform. To ensure that the URL, admin token, and credentials are set up correctly, user has the possibility to check the connection. To test the connection, user can simply select the required row and click the Test Sync button. When the test button is clicked, the system will automatically attempt to generate a token. If the token is generated successfully, it will be displayed on the green confirmation bar. If the credentials are incorrect, the system will give you an error instead, stating that the credentials do not match. In the next step, we have a master screen called E-commerce Scenario Mapping Master. This is also an informative master wherein we have different scenarios. You can see there are around 19 webshop sync scenarios for all e-commerce platforms. The scenarios applicable to each of the platform are marked on the right side of the screen. The following master screen is called E-commerce Web Connector Setting. This is a general setting master screen where we define all the default values such as default price list, freight and payment terms, guest customer, warehouse, currency, as well as the VAT group. Next, we have the e-commerce scenarios and field mapping screen. Here you can sync your scenarios manually or configure them to run automatically on a schedule. For Magento B2B, there are around 15 scenarios which are considered for synchronization. These scenarios form the core of the add-on, and we'll walk through each one in detail shortly, including key B2B features like price lists, special prices, and tier pricing. The column next to scenarios shows the data direction, which indicates the data flow. There are two data directions: e-commerce to SAP B1, which means the data would flow from the webshop to SAP B1, and SAP B1 to e-commerce, wherein the data created in SAP will be synced back to the webshop. In the selection, we can pre-select specific items for synchronization. To do this, simply click on the Click Here option. If we want to view how the fields are mapped with the webshop, we can directly double-click here to get the field mappings table. Next, we have the For Sync option, which is used to manually initiate the sync process. Once the sync is completed, the sync status will be updated here in the screen. To set up automatic synchronization, simply use the Frequency column. Once configured, the sync process will automatically reschedule itself, without any manual intervention. You can set the sync frequency in minutes, hours, or days so that scenarios will run automatically at the specified date and time. However, for this demo, we'll trigger each process manually to guide you through the scenarios step by step. Let's now return to the scenarios and take a closer look at how the connector works in action. The first scenario is the Customer Master, which syncs customer data from Magento to SAP Business One. For our demo purpose, I have already created new customer, Erica Masterman, into the webshop, and once we will initiate the sync process for Customer Master, this new customer should be created into SAP B1. To initiate the sync process, we just need to double-click on the Click Here option, and the system will start the sync process, which you can see here at the bottom. The green progress bar indicates that the customer, Erica Musterman, has been created successfully. We can now search for Erica in the SAP Business Partner data. Here we can find that this customer has been synchronized from the webshop, along with the individual ID of the webshop. Also, other data, including the address details mentioned in the platform, and if available, further contact persons will be synced automatically in his process. This is how synchronization of the customer's data works. Our next scenario is Simple Item Master. For the demonstration purpose, I have already created a simple item called Erica Simple Item in SAP, and marked the item in the e-commerce related settings. In the e-commerce sync master, we will define this item as a simple item and mark this item to be synchronized with Magento B2B shop. Now, to initiate the sync process, we just need to select the required items which we would like to synchronize. Let us select this simple item and double-click to initiate the sync option. The system has now initiated the sync process and synchronized this simple item successfully with the webshop. If we now want to view it from SAP side, we can directly go to the e-commerce related settings screen and identify that this item has been synchronized with the webshop and has automatically generated the ID number 209. If we would like to view it in the webshop directly, then within the admin panel, we will go to the catalog products. Here we can see that this simple item has been created with default stock at 0. To continue with this item, we will now update the inventory level in SAP B1. We will add the 55 quantity and click on Add. So right now we have 55 pieces of Erica Simple Item in stock. To showcase the stock, we will skip the configurable item master scenario for a moment. We will now initiate the item stock sync scenario. As soon as we double-click on the Click Here option, the add-on will start the sync process and synchronize the stock for all the items which are connected to the web shop. As we can see on the green bar, all the product stock levels have been updated. Let us now go back to the Magento products page and refresh it. As we can see, a quantity of 55 is now available in stock. This is how we can synchronize item stocks into the web shop. Let's now return to the scenario we previously skipped, the configurable item master. A configurable item refers to a product that has multiple variations, such as different sizes, colors, or other attributes. For demonstration purposes, I have created a sample configurable item named EmmaConf. In this example, the item is available in red, and within that color, there are two size variants, large and small. In the e-commerce sync related settings, I have specified the item type as configurable item and linked it to the Magento B2B webshop. The same approach has been applied to the variants. For the large size variant, item type is set as variant item and assigned to the B2B webshop. From this screen, we can also navigate directly to the Sync Master for Attributes section, where we can assign relevant attributes such as color, size, or any other required attributes. Let us now begin the synchronization process for configurable items. First, we will select the items that need to be synced. In this case, we have the EmmaConf item, which is ready to be synchronized with the webshop. Let's proceed with the sync. Once the synchronization is initiated, the add-on will automatically create all three items in the webshop, means the configurable item itself, along with its two variant items. At this stage, all three items have been successfully synchronized with the webshop. To validate this within SAP, we need to open the configurable product. Within the e-commerce sync-related section, the add-on updates the web ID. This web ID confirms that the item has been synchronized with the web shop, and the corresponding ID generated by the web shop is now reflected in the item master. In addition, each of the variant items will receive its own unique web ID. To check if all the configurable items and their variants are correctly synchronized in Magento, we will refresh the product page in the Webshop admin panel. Here we can see EmmaConf has been created as configurable item, and the variants small and large are created as the simple products and assigned as child items to the configurable mother item. We can also view the variant items directly within the Emma configurable product. By scrolling down, we can see that 2 variants, or child items, have been created and linked to this configurable product. And that concludes the process of synchronizing configurable products with the webshop. Next, we come to the Attribute Master, Attribute Set Master, and Category Master. These are one-time setup masters, initially created in the webshop and synchronized with SAP Business One. That's why the data flow here is from e-commerce to SAP B1. Since our implementation is already complete, we won't be triggering these scenarios again. The synchronization has already been handled by the add-on, pulling data from Magento into SAP Business One and updating the relevant tables automatically. You can view these tables anytime under Default Forms, where the attribute and category master data is maintained exactly as received from the webshop. Going forward, any changes to attribute or category data should be made in Magento and can be synced with SAP Business One as needed. Our next scenario is sales order. To showcase the sync of the sales order, let us first create a sales order in Magento. We are already logged in with the sample customer account, Emma Masterman. We will now place an order for this product called Erica Simple Item. We will add 2 pieces to cart and proceed for checkout. Once the order is placed, we have the order number that ends with 28. The same order will be available into the admin portal. Here we can see we have the order created for Emma Masterman. For demo purposes, we'll now manually trigger the sync process in SAP. But please remember, once the sync schedule is configured, data will flow automatically with no manual action required. In the confirmation bar, we get the message stating that the sales order has been synced. Here we can see that the sales order ending in 28 has been created for a quantity of 2 for the Erica Simple Item. The synchronization is now complete. Our next scenario is fulfillment status. At the moment, the order status in the webshop is shown as pending. Let us now create a delivery for this sales order. Once the delivery document is posted into SAP, we can synchronize this closed status to the webshop. To initiate the fulfillment status, we will go to SAP and run the fulfillment status scenario. On the green confirmation bar, we get the message stating that the status has been updated. If we now refresh this admin portal, we can see that the order status has changed from pending to closed. Our next set of scenarios includes priceless sync and priceless price synchronization. All of these base pricing details are predefined within the regular price modules in SAP. For the standard price lists, we can synchronize all available lists with our webshop using this predefined pricing data. We will now start the sync process. Once price lists are updated into the webshop, we can switch to Magento and view the price lists at any time. Here you will find all regular price lists, which are defined in SAP. The price lists themselves are now synced. To bring in the item-specific prices from those lists, we'll use the other scenario called Price List Price Sync. Once triggered, it pulls the item-level pricing from each list directly into the Magento store. To view these individual item prices in Magento, just click Edit on the desired price list and navigate to the product details. Our next scenarios are special pricing and tier pricing. These 2 features are interrelated to each other as we can synchronize the item-wise special prices directly from the period and volume discounts. Here, for an example, we will show a scenario within for the regular price of an Erica Simple Item, we have defined some time period, and for this period we have defined the price as 110, and for tier-wise prices, we have defined those into the volume discounts. Here you can see the quantity tiers for the discount structure. With a single click, we can now sync everything directly to Magento. We will now initiate both the scenarios. The green bar confirms that both the special prices as well as tier prices are now synced. Under Price List Special Price, we can see the price set for the specific time period. For volume-based pricing, we navigate to the tier price section in the menu. Here in the details view, we can see the tier-specific prices based on quantity. That's how special pricing is managed in the add-on. Our next scenario is grouped item sync. Now, with grouped item sync, our add-on has the possibility to synchronize the grouped items and their linked simple items. Here we have created a group item in the name of Nina grouped item, and now we'll initiate this sync process. So once the sync is completed, we will check for the same item in the Magento portal. Let us refresh the page. Here we can see the system has created our Nina grouped item, and it will assign or link the simple items to it. Here we can clearly see the simple items, which can be more than one, that are now part of the group. This is how the connector handles grouped items during synchronization. Our next scenario is bundled item sync. Now for having the bundle items demo, I have created some sample bundle items into the item master. Here we can see we have this Lena bundled item created. I'll add this one and initiate the sync process. Now when we sync the bundled item, it will sync it along with its simple items that are already created. Let us go back to the products page, where we can see that the system has created our Lena bundled item. And it will assign the simple items to the bundle item as well. This is how the connector handles bundled items during synchronization. The next screen is Sync Monitoring Tool. This report helps us to identify all the synchronization processes that are initiated, and it gives us the list of all these success and failed transactions that have occurred. If users would like to reinitiate the failed processes, then those can be easily initiated using the Resync button here. In this section, we have the possibility to track the success of failed transactions. We also have the data directions, so based on the flow, we can determine which transactions we would like to view. Then we have the possibility to view the platform-wise transactions and scenarios transactions. And then at last, we have the language setup. Using this setup, we can easily accommodate the add-on with multiple languages. So that's it for Magento B2B platform. As you can see, with our Magento B2B add-on, you can focus on growing your business while we handle the complexity. To learn more, visit ingoldsolutions.com.